Hi friends, welcome to the Lori Lulu Crochet Podcast, episode 112. Hi, my name is Lori. I live in the Chicago suburbs with my husband Ryan and our cat Daisy, and I love to knit and I love to crochet. Crochet is my first love. You can find all that yarny goodness on my social media accounts, which are linked down below: Instagram and Ravelry. Facebook I tend to keep for more family stuff. So anyway, I have an email as well. Any patterns that I talk about, any yarns that I talk about, fancy yarns I should say, any fancy yarns I talk about, I will link down below. And so welcome. I'm so glad you're here. And new subscribers, I'm glad you found me. Returning viewers, I'm glad you came back. So I moved my chair. Sitting on the curtain here. Okay, I'm better now. So yes, it's been a while since I've talked to you. I was supposed to record last week. Well, I was also supposed to go to my mom's to visit my mom and my dad's. Supposed to go visit them Labor Day weekend, which was September 4th. Woke up with a migraine that day, so we didn't go. So we instead went last week when I was supposed to record last week. So we went last Saturday, got to spend most of the day with them. We went out to eat to celebrate. Ryan and we are this close to being out of debt. Yay! We just have a few more things and then we're good. And of course, just getting a raise at work, that's gonna help a lot. Yay! And then also we celebrated my mom's birthday, which was the day after we were there. So anyway, happy birthday, Mom, again. I was glad to be with you to celebrate and have wonderful food. So things that have been going on since then. Basically, work is gearing up for the big event, which is next Saturday. I am not at all crazy nervous about this. I've been sleeping through the night just fine. Yeah. I am stressed up to here. You can't even see it. That's how stressed I am. Just trying to get things done, and then the craziness that's been going on in my team just got a little crazier. One of my coworkers is leaving, so that just makes it so much better. She's not actually leaving Elam, she is leaving my team and she's going to another one. She's jumping ship. That's kind of how I feel. But she needs to look out for her mental health, just the way I need to look out for mine, which I feel like this is going to make it worse for me. So we shall see. I will say though, they sent out an email that Elam, where I work, is going to pay for you to get mental health therapy. Speak with a therapist through BetterHelp, which I know there's like mixed signals about it, about BetterHelp, but I figured like this is a starting point for me. Like, this is where I kind of want to be. I want to go. I've wanted to speak to a therapist for a long time. Just haven't had the get up and go to go do it. And plus the cost of it has always worried me. So the fact that Elam is going to pay for it, a lot of cause of my mental stress, they're going to pay for it. Great. So I signed up. I have therapists. I was supposed to have my first therapy session this morning and got on to do the video call, and can we reschedule for tomorrow at 11? And I'm like, I'm a pastor's wife and Sundays are a bit busy for me, so I don't think that'll work. And then I was looking at her appointments for next week and they're all during the day, and I'm like, it's just not gonna work. I know my coworker who is leaving, she'd be like, take that hour, blah 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 blah, and I'm like, I can't, because I'm the one that has to be on call the whole time in case these ladies need anything. I can't take an hour because they won't understand. So I have it rescheduled. Goodness. Can you tell I'm stressed? I'm very stressed. Anyway. So the Monday after Dutch Fest is cleanup day, so I have to be there for that. But I'm taking Tuesday and Wednesday off of work. I already have a massage scheduled for that day, for that Tuesday. And so I just scheduled a therapy session for that afternoon. I was like, get a massage, talk out my problems, we'll go from there. So that is the plan. I am very disappointed that I didn't get it this morning, but we have stuff going on tomorrow here at the house. It's all church stuff, so I just have to get things ready. So I have time to do this, time to record, time to finish cleaning up the house. Anyway. But that's my goal, is for September and October, is to work on my mental health and have somebody to help me with that. So, anything else? Anything fun happened? Yes. We got to go to a White Sox game again. I was very excited. So, this time it wasn't so hot because it wasn't the 4th of July. It was the 2nd of September. Which is very nice. And we ended up losing 10-0. Which, that's the worst I've ever seen. Oh gosh, that was bad. But we have a young couple at our church. Newlyweds. They've been married, it'll be 2 years. Excuse me. Because I helped with their wedding. You've seen it on my Vlogmas. Yeah. So in December it'll be 2 years. Yeah. So yeah. So we took them. We paid for their tickets, and it's like, we'll pay for the tickets if you pay for the food. And then I was like, Ryan, we shouldn't eat that much because they are newlyweds. And he's a teacher and she's a social worker. So let's be careful with what we eat. So anyway, it was still a lot of fun hanging out with them. But she made a comment about one of the players. She was like, he was born in 1997. I'm 5 years older than him. And I'm like, I'm 17 years old. Oh. So then I started looking at the dates of everybody playing, and it's like, oh my gosh. And then so we played the Detroit Tigers, and one of their players, it's his last year, he's retiring, and he's 40. So he was born in 1983, and I'm like, I'm still older than him. But I felt a little better. And plus, I got to see him. Like, he's one that I've watched for a while, so. His name is Miguel Cabrera, if anybody wanted to know. I don't know if you like baseball or not. I'm not a big baseball fan, other than going to a White Sox game. Be there in person. So anyway, but I'm sure you're all here for one thing and one thing only, and that is yarn. So shall we get started with it? Okay. So, on with the yarn of goodness. Finished objects, I have 3. And I'm like, I don't know which one to start with. So how about we just start with my design. I almost said my design in progress. Well, the design is still in progress, but my practice design is, oh, Ryan's back. He just went to go get lunch. The practice shawl, Rainbows and Feathers, is done. And all because I ran out of yarn. So, this is my notebook with all my fun notes about it. Let's see. Where do I have the balls? I do, right here. So, the main color, this is all I have left. And the second color, this is all I have left. And I didn't get through all of the rows that I want to do. So this hasn't even been washed. Hasn't been blocked. It doesn't really need to be blocked because it's huge. It is ginormous. So, Rainbows and Feathers is inspired by Josephine Baker. So like all my designs I try to name after something that a lady that inspires me. So Josephine Baker is an awesome woman. A bit crazy sometimes, but hey. So here we are. I can't even get this all on the screen. Yeah. It's basically been sitting in the bag since I finished it. So, yeah. This is how far I got. So last time you saw I was here and I just did straight rows just to see how far I could get with this. But yeah. So I definitely do like this idea better for that. Better than this or this. So yeah, so I've just kind of been working on stitch counts and row counts and seeing how, so when I do this for real, I can actually have it come to a point, like a real asymmetrical shawl. So, I'll show you this side. Oh, yeah. So, I do have yarn for this. So I'm going to have to modify things a bit because it's a little less yardage than what this yarn was. It's just a little bit, like 10 yards less. So I'll have to think about how we want to do this. So you won't see Rainbows and Feathers for a while, but it will get there. We'll get there. Right now I'm just trying to focus on things that bring me joy. Here's some of my swatches that I made to test out things, and I thought I'd do a ripple stitch, but then I decided shells convey rainbows better and all that. So, like I said, practice shawl. It's done. We'll put the notes back in here so I remember. But trust me. Do I want to put a goal on this? No, I don't. Not yet. Not right now. I can't. So I say it's called the Rainbows and Feathers because Josephine Baker, obviously a burlesque dancer, she had feather boas kind of stuff. She was more known for her banana skirt. But then also in her later life, she started adopting children from every tribe, nation, and religion. So she called it her Rainbow Tribe. So, Rainbows and Feathers. So, my other finished objects, it's the same thing, but two versions. So it is the Udon Beanie. I did find the correct way to pronounce it, by Fiber Noodles. If you buy the pattern, she has tutorials on her YouTube channel that are hidden, so like you can only get to them through this link. So that's where I learned a lot of the stitches that I had to learn. I had to learn 4 new stitches for this. I'm sorry, I think my neighbor's yelling at their dog. I don't know if you could hear Maggie barking, but anyway. It's been living in my Chicago Yarn Crawl 2023 bag. with these cute books on it. So the udon beanie, I'm making 3 of them, one for each coworker. I have a 4th one, but she is like, I don't know if she's ever coming back to the office. She has something with her back. She has to have back surgery. She's just not comfortable at sitting at work. So I'm like, do I make one for her or not? I don't know. I'm still debating. So anyway, so the first one I did was in this King Cole mustard color chunky yarn. Do I have the tag? Because it was a different kind from the other 2. I don't think I do. At least not in here. It'll be linked down below what this one was. I think it's poplar. No, that's poplar. Oh, here. Nope, that's not it. Anyway, so I did this lovely mustard color for my coworker, the one that's leaving. Here's the finished beanie. I mean, I'll still see her. She'll be around. Won't be a big deal. So last time you saw, I was here. So I've done all this. So I had to do crazy decreases. I think that looks horrible. Like, look. Ugh. Anyway. A nice big faux fur pom will look just great. So I haven't even blocked this yet. I did weave in the ends, but I didn't cut them off because I have other stuff to, so it's not like finished yet, because I still need to put the pom on. I still need to put a tag on it, all of that. But oh my gosh, I love how this turned out. You guys, I love this. And I'm so proud of myself for learning new stuff, you know? But my other one, you didn't even see this one. I got it done so fast. It's in this lovely, I think it's sweet lavender. It's the colorway, but it is King Cole Big Value Poplar Chunky. I have it in the Silver Lake, which I still need to work on the 3rd one. So the yellow one was, the mustard one was for Gina. This purple one is for Beth. Like, oh, the decreases look a lot better on this one. Still not very pretty, but you know, the faux fur pom will work just fine. Beth, by the way, today her daughter is getting married today. Like, pretty soon. So yeah, so anyway, so those 2 are done. I still have this one to start for my other coworker, Tara, but Gina and Beth are done. So, make some progress. I have 3 that I'm working on right now. I do have 2 other projects that are like blankets, so they're kind of in timeout for now. Anyway, so we'll start with the knitting. I have a pair of socks, of course I do. Living in this lovely bag made for me by my friend Kalisha of the Quirky Monday Craft Cast. Has my favorite princess and her favorite princess on here, which I think is so cute. I love it. These are my birthday cast on socks. So hold on. So I usually do vanilla socks. This time decided I wanted something a little more fun. So my cousin sent me this book, Socktacular. It's by Knit Picks. I don't know if you can get it anymore. But I decided I wanted to do some lacy looking socks. So I got the 4-leaf clover one, the one I picked. The yarns that I'm using is by Knit Circus. Knit Circus yarns. Let's hold it the right way up. This is on their Greatest of Ease base, so it's 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. It was 2 cakes together. They're a gradient set. The colorway is Whirlwind Romance. This is what the yarn looks like. I have it right now in a skein coat by, does it even have it? Nope, it doesn't have it. I called them Precocious Knits last time, but they're Precious Knits. That's what I get for reading fast, right? So I have this cute little kitty one, and I have this pretty purpley flowery one. So this is the yarn that I'm using. It starts off with a purple and then goes to pink. And so while I was working on it, I was like, this is all gonna be one color. I don't have to worry about another color. Weaving in all these ends. And then I was getting to the heel and I was like, but if I do the heel when I do the shadow wrap heel, and then I come back to the leg and I go up the leg, then where I've used the, it's like where that it'll meet again at the front of the foot, the front of the leg, it'll be a different color and it won't blend very nicely. So I was like, I need to have a contrast color for the heel, at least for that. So I bought this yarn to go with another skein of yarn as my heels, toes, and cuffs, which I can still do because it didn't take much yarn for the heels. This is Oink Pigment yarns and their Targhee sock base. And the color is do I have the yarn? I don't think so. Oh, yeah, I do. So it's their Targhee Pigtail, so it's 90% superwash Targhee, 10% nylon, and Plum As You Are is the colorway. So, yeah, we'll talk about that color later. So here is where I am. I have finished the heels. So here we are. So this is the front of my sock. I have the pattern going up the outside of each foot, just real quick. So it starts off really dark and then it's getting lighter. So this is like right here where, because I've finished the heel, so you can see like this kind of really goes really well with this so far. So I finished the heel. I've done like 2 rows of the leg. Let's see, like, because I didn't cut the yarn and I didn't do the heel with the same yarn, it still goes. Like, it'll still be nice and seamless. I have all these stitch markers set up now to do the clover pattern all the way around the leg. So anyway, so last time you saw, I was down here. So I've done a whole lot of stuff, and I did the heels already, like, so I'm hoping to finish these soon because I have another pair of socks I need to start, which I'll get into that later. But so excited for these. Oh my gosh. And I like how that matches pretty closely, at least. So that is making progress number 1. Number 2 are, the next 2 are both crochet. My first love. I don't get so stressed when I'm crocheting. So this one, I'm just not feeling the joy in working with this one. So it's gonna go in timeout for a while. I know. But it is living in this wonderful Wonder Woman bag. It is the Siri shawl by Hannah from the Cozy Cottage Crochet, who just had her baby. He's over a week old now. Congratulations. I think it's the yarn, that's why I'm not feeling it so much with this one. So the yarn I'm using is a shawl and a cake by Lion Brand Yarns. It is the colorway Wind Chimes, which I have a whole second cake to work with. So I finished the first cake, got through it all. I was like, you know what, I'll just wait and do the second cake later. Although it is a pretty easy pattern, don't really have to think too much about it. So yeah, so here's what one cake will get you. Like, it's pretty long. It's pretty big. Where was, oh, so last time you saw, I was right here. So I've done all this. Ta-da! Yeah. So, I mean, it's real easy pattern, potato chippy pattern. So I think, oh, it's like, what is on the bottom here? I put stitch marker that has the letter of the hook that I use. It's a G hook. You see it better this way. So that way I don't forget, because if it's gonna go in timeout for a while, yeah, I'll probably forget what hook size I'm using. So same with the other blankets that I've been working on, or that I haven't worked on in a while. I got put a stitch marker with the size hook on it, so I'll remember. But it's a great shawl pattern. I like it, just not feeling it right now. So, but my next one, and again, I think it's because of the yarn. I think because it's a mass-produced cheap yarn, that's why I'm not having fun with it. Excuse me. Whereas this one, these yarns are great. So, this is my pattern, actually. It is the Petite Curie shawl, which is my pattern inspired by Marie Curie, one of my favorite ladies of history. Is living in this cute bag that was made for me by Jill. Hi, Jill. Jill and I and Jennifer have been talking about getting our Advents ready for this year, because we're going to do our Advent swap again. So I'm very excited about that. So this is a very easy pattern too. Like, just sit and knit, or just sit and crochet and knit. You don't really have to pay much attention to it. You do at the ends a little, but anyway. But these yarns, oh, this yarn. So this is Essence of Autumn in the colorway Hibiscus Tea. I think it's the Prairie Sock base. So it's, I think it's 75-25. I think I have the ball band in here. Haha, I do. Oh, it's 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. Colorway Hibiscus Tea. My other color is Emma's Yarn. It is 100% superwash merino. Whoop. And the colorway is It's Your Birthday. So this will be at the end. So, because it has a little bit more texture at the end. So I started with this yarn. This is how far I've gotten so far. Da. So it is a very textured pattern, which I love. Very easy stitch, easy peasy. Anyway, I love how this is turning out. It smells so good. Smells like wool. I love these colors. So, but yeah, the second part actually has a little bit more texture on that. So I figured I'll have the more speckly yarn be this part, and then the more tonal yarn will be the more textured part. So, but I'm very happy with this. Like, I'm excited to be doing my pattern again. So, one of the days, actually it's the same day that we went to the White Sox game. It was the last day that my local yarn shop, Llama Llama Ding Dong, was open. They have closed their doors. I am so sad. So I went on the last day to go say goodbye to them, buy a few more things. And when I walked in, there was a lady that I had met at knit night there. And so I got to talk with her. I haven't seen her since the pandemic, really. So it was great to talk to her and see how she's doing and see the grandkids and all that. And then of course saying goodbye to Yaks. Not really saying goodbye, because I'm sure I'll see them around because they're still dyeing yarn with their RMR Yarn Company. So I think they're at the Dallas Fort Worth Yarn Crawl or Fiber Festival, something like that. They're down in Texas right now with RMR yarn. So as much as I will miss being able to go and hang out at the shop, I will still see them. And so it's kind of like, thank you for your friendship, thank you for starting this, and then they were thanking me for coming and all of that. So it was sad. It was very sad. And I find myself, especially when I go either to a yarn show or to a yarn shop, I tend to get in a groove. Like, there are certain colors that I tend to grab a bunch of them at that time. So am I making sense? So when I was at the Michigan Fiber Festival, a lot of my yarns were purple. I mean, obviously. But when I was at Llama Llama, for some reason, I gravitated towards purple and orange. It's not a combination I usually put together, honestly. It's not. But I ended up with these yarns anyway. You can see the purple and the orange. So, first we'll start with the RMR Yarn Co. colors. These are colors that I have looked at and I've picked up and I've had it in my hands and then I've put it down. So I was like, you know what? I'm getting them this time. They have caught my eye every time. So this is on their Super Fino Merino. So it's 100% superwash merino. And the colorway is all in Spanish. So that's what the name is. Florencindio and La Senzia. I will work on this, I promise. By the time I work on this project, on this skein, which I have no idea what I'm going to do with this, I will make sure I have that pronunciation down. And the translation as well. But, oh my gosh. So the base is kind of like a gray. And then you have these pops of purple and a reddish orange. Don't know why. I've always wanted this, but I've never gotten it. But anyway. And then if you pair it with this, again, the purple and the orange. I don't know. So this one is actually their Super Fino Fingering Sock. So it's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, and the colorway is Para G. It's GEE, so that's probably a friend of theirs, or maybe it's their sister. I don't know. So they make colorways for people. So Para is for. And this one just always reminds me of strawberries. So I'll probably make strawberry socks out of these. I have a good red that would probably pair with these really well. Which, if Allie from Little Drops of Wonderful, if she does her strawberry shortcake make along again next summer, strawberry socks, yeah, that's those. Then I was also walking around. They have a whole bunch of Malabrigo. For some reason I was drawn to this one, don't know why. And then like right next to it was this purple, and I just thought those looked so good together. There's some purple, it's really blowing out on the camera, but it looks it's pretty close to the same color here, so I figured some kind of cowl out of this. So this is Malabrigo Rios, so it's their worsted weight base. It is 100% superwash merino. This orangey color is Archangel. Sorry, there's fuzz all over. This is Archangel, and this one, Sabiduria, is the name. But it's looking like raspberry on the camera, but honestly, it's a lot darker in real life. Although it's a cloudy day, so anyway, but yeah, some kind of cute cowl, I think, with them. And then the lady that has started coming to my Love Knots knit group at my church, she had this self-patterning yarn, so it's like assigned pooling kind of thing, that she said she got at Llama Llama. And then another lady, she had a different kind, a different brand, but it was still self-patterning, assigned pooling kind of thing. And I was like, and I really liked her colorway. I really liked the colors that she had. And when I was talking with the lady that I know she had some in her bag, so I was like, oh, do they still have it? So then I was like, where'd you find this? And she's like, oh, I actually got the last one. And I was like, no. But I found a colorway. Again, it is purple and orange. So this is King Cole Drifter Aran. What's the percentage? 79% acrylic, 17% cotton, and 4% wool. And it is a worsted weight. The colorway is Andes. So these are the same dye lot. You can just see like the purple is on the outside of this one instead of on the inside. So yeah, not quite sure what I'm going to do with these yet. Probably hat cowl combination. There's 218 yards in this, so probably can do a hat and a scarf, maybe. I don't know, we'll see. And then because Yax and Rue are leaving, not really leaving, but you know, they had, so their logo is them as llamas on it. And they had pins made up a long time ago, and so I've always like looked at them and I was like, you know what, I'm buying these this time. I don't care. So this is their llamas from their logo. So this one represents Yax, and this one represents Rue. And so I can always have Yax and Rue with me on my project bags, especially when I'm learning new knit stitches. Like have Yax and Rue, because they both like really helped me when I was starting to learn how to knit socks. Like especially Yax. Like Yax really helped me. Rue was there to help as well, but she has another job. So anyway, so I will always have Yax and Rue with me on my projects. And then they have this keychain that It has their logo. So Llama Llama Ding Dong. But the back of the keychain. It's like, ooh, I like this saying. Remember, it's not considered stash if you start your project right away. And I was like, that is perfect. I need this in my life so bad. So yeah, I need to have stash. So I can't start the project right away. Okay, so to be. Obviously, I'm going to need to start the next udon beanie for my other coworker. So I have that to do. I've already shown you the yarn, so you know what it is. But today, yes, today is the start of the Strictly Sock Along. I think it was supposed to start next week, and I was like, oh, perfect, right after Dutch Fest, that's when I'll start my socks, which I'm still planning on doing. Like, I'm not going to start a pair of socks this week, just not going to, but I am going to get the yarn ready, get it all set, ready to go. So, Strictly Sock Along has started, of course, and if you cheat, which some people have already finished a pair of socks, but cheating is allowed in this sock along. So, do you want to see what I'm gonna do? So, it's living in this beautiful brown batik yarn, or bag yarn. I actually won this bag and the yarn that I'm going to show you. I won it in the Strictly Sock Along 2 years ago. So yeah, so it's returning full circle. So this is the bag that I got. Don't think it has the maker. Oh wait, there's a tag. So unique. I'll tag them down below. The inside is this beautiful green. You have this beautiful pink at the top. Brown is not really my color, but I do like that it has pink and green on the outside. So I think it's a very beautiful bag. So, the yarns that I'm going to use. You guys, this yarn, this is what I won 2 years ago. It is, do we have the actual, no. So, the actual name of the company is different, and it's Danish, so I don't know if I can pronounce it correctly, but on the label it says Birk and Berg. Birk, B-I-R-K, and Berg, B-E-R-G. So that, and it also says this has been dyed by Berg. So I'm assuming it's the two ladies that dye this together. It is a merino single, so it's 100% superwash merino. So it's not really sock yarn, but if it were to break on me, I would know how to fix it, so I'm not that worried. The colorway is called Party All the Time. So it is a creamy color. Let's see. There, you can see it much better now. It is a creamy speckled with pink and green and yellow. There is some blue right here. Yeah, it's being totally washed out. There's a big patch of pink right there. I am so looking forward to these socks. So I decided to buy another color for heels, toes, and cuffs. It is a brand that I use a lot. It's Valley Yarns Huntington, so it's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. It's a 50-gram skein in the colorway Spring Green. So these will be bright and fun. I'm so excited for these. And then I was going through my sock folder, and I found this pattern. It is by does it even have her name on here? Nope. It is by Emma Potter from Potter and Bloom. So it's a free pattern on her website. It is called the Love Island socks. So there's meant to be shorties, but I figured, and they're supposed to be cuffed down, which I don't do. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. If I even do that. But they're a cute little textured sock pattern I'm thinking I might do. So I'm going to wind up these hanks this afternoon, get them ready. And so I'm thinking this Sunday after Dutch Fest, I will just hang out here and watch movies and start a pair of socks. And so with that, I'm going to sign off. I will see you in 2 weeks after Dutch Fest. I'm so glad it'll be over. And so, take care, be safe. I will try to take care. I know it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be stressful. So, I will see you later. God bless. Bye. This piece is gonna drive me crazy. I just know it will. Stay